The entire arena at the fell into complete silence as the final category of the night appeared on the massive screen above the stage. Thousands of fans held their breath, their eyes fixed on the nominees flashing one by one while cameras moved across the crowd, capturing nervous smiles, trembling hands, and anxious expressions from some of the biggest artists in the world. But the moment the camera landed on, and the tension inside the room felt even heavier. Taehyung sat quietly with his hands clasped together, his calm expression unable to fully hide the emotion in his eyes, while Jungkook stared toward the stage, trying to smile despite the visible nervousness written across his face. Years of hard work, sacrifices, pressure, and endless expectations seemed to lead to this exact moment. Then the presenter slowly opened the envelope. A brief pause echoed through the arena like forever. And suddenly, the American Music Award goes to BTS. The crowd exploded instantly. Deafening screams filled every corner of the venue as people jumped to their feet in applause. Taehyung lowered his head in disbelief for a second, overwhelmed by the reality of hearing their name once again on one of the biggest stages in the world, while Jungkook's eyes shimmered under the lights as he looked toward the members beside him, almost speechless. After everything they had been through, after every challenge and every year of waiting, BTS had returned to stand at the top once again. The thunderous applause inside the American Music Awards refused to die down even as BTS slowly rose from their seats. Flashlights from cameras and phones illuminated the entire arena like stars scattered across the dark ceiling, while artists in the audience stood to give them a standing ovation. In the middle of the overwhelming cheers, Kim Taehyung briefly closed his eyes and took a slow breath, almost as if he was trying to absorb the reality of the moment before stepping forward. Beside him, Jungkook looked around the arena with an expression filled with disbelief and gratitude, his smile small but emotional enough to make fans instantly react online. For a few seconds, the noise around them became meaningless compared to the emotions rushing through their minds. As the members began walking toward the stage, the giant screen behind them displayed clips from BTS's journey throughout the years, from small practice rooms and exhausting tours to sold-out stadiums and unforgettable global moments. The audience watched in silence as the montage continued, reminding everyone just how far they had come. Taehyung's expression softened when an old video of the group laughing backstage appeared on screen, while Jungkook lowered his gaze for a moment, clearly overwhelmed by memories that no words could fully describe. It was no longer just an award show segment. It felt like the entire world was witnessing the story of 7 young men who had turned impossible dreams into reality. The closer they got to the stage, the louder the screams from fans became. Security guards struggled to contain the excitement near the front rows as armies waved glowing light sticks and banners with tears in their eyes. Taehyung gave a small wave toward the audience, earning another eruption of cheers. But Jungkook's reaction drew even more attention when he paused for a brief second to place his hand over his chest, as if silently thanking everyone watching. That single gesture immediately spread across social media within minutes, with fans calling it one of the most emotional moments of the entire night. When the trophy was finally placed into their hands, the atmosphere inside the arena changed completely. The gold light shining across the stage reflected against the award, making the moment appear almost cinematic. Taehyung stared at the trophy quietly before letting out a soft smile that carried both pride and relief. Jungkook, standing beside him, looked emotional enough that many fans thought he might cry at any second. The camera zoomed closer, capturing every subtle expression on their faces, and suddenly the entire internet seemed focused on those few unforgettable seconds. As the microphone was handed over, the crowd immediately grew quieter, eager to hear what they would say after such a monumental win. Taehyung stepped forward first, his deep voice steady despite the visible emotions in his eyes. He thanked the fans, the members, and everyone who had continued supporting BTS throughout every chapter of their career. But what touched people the most was the brief pause in his speech, when he looked out toward the audience and smiled softly, as though remembering every difficult moment that had brought them there. The sincerity in his voice made the entire arena emotional. Then Jungkook slowly took the microphone, and the screams instantly returned before fading into silence once more. Unlike his usual confident stage presence, this version of Jungkook looked vulnerable and deeply moved by the moment unfolding in front of him. He admitted that there were times when the future felt uncertain, times when the pressure became overwhelming, and moments when they wonder how long they could continue carrying the weight of global expectations. But according to him, The reason BTS never stopped moving forward was because of the unwavering love they received from fans around the world. His voice trembled slightly near the end of his speech, making the audience even more emotional. Several celebrities seated near the stage were visibly moved as well. Cameras caught artists wiping away tears while others applauded with genuine admiration. Over the years, BTS had become more than just musicians. They had become symbols of perseverance, unity, and global influence. And in that moment, the respect they commanded inside the music industry became impossible to ignore. Even those who were not part of the fandom could feel the emotional weight carried by the night. Meanwhile, social media platforms around the world exploded in real time. Clips of Taehyung's emotional smile and Jungkook's trembling voice spread across millions of screens within minutes. Hashtags connected to BTS immediately dominated global trends, while fans from different countries celebrated the group's victory as if it were a personal achievement. Many longtime fans shared old photos and videos from BTS's early years, comparing those humble beginnings to the powerful moment unfolding live at the American Music Awards. For millions of people watching, it felt like witnessing history. As the members prepared to leave the stage, the audience once again rose to their feet in applause. Taehyung turned around one last time to look at the crowd, his expression calmer now, but still filled with emotion. Jungkook stood beside him holding the trophy tightly, almost afraid the moment would disappear if he let go. The light shining down on them created an image so iconic that fans instantly described it as one of the defining BTS moments of the decade. It was not simply about winning another award, it was about proving that their impact had never faded. Even after the cameras slowly pulled away and the show continued, the atmosphere inside the venue remained different. Conversations among celebrities, reporters, and fans all centered around BTS and the emotional power of their return. The group had reminded the world why their name carried such enormous meaning in music history. They were not just artists chasing awards anymore. They were living proof that passion, resilience, and genuine connection with people could transcend language, culture, and time itself. As the night at the American Music Awards finally came to an end, one image remained unforgettable in the minds of everyone watching. Taehyung and Jungkook standing side by side beneath the golden lights, holding the trophy that symbolized years of sacrifice, pain, growth, and triumph. In a world where trends change overnight and fame can disappear in an instant, BTS once again proved that true legends are not defined by temporary success, but by the ability to leave a lasting impact on millions of hearts around the world. And as the cameras faded out and the crowd continued chanting their name, one thing became clear to everyone in that arena. This was not the end of BTS's story. It was the beginning of another unforgettable chapter. Leave your positive comments here. The best comment will be pinned as a way to honor their love. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. May God reward all of your kindness. This video reflects my personal opinion and interpretation. It is made for entertainment purposes only and does not represent confirmed facts.